Welcome back, guys. Rambo Hustle with the Hip Hop Report, and boy, do we have a doozy. I brought my lemon water back because, well, you'll see. Point is, Nicki Minaj, Queen album, after a couple delays, a bunch of editing that's been going on in the past couple days, which we'll also address today. I actually got a chance to listen to the album, go through it a few times, and really look past what I expected and really absorb the music and the presentation of the album. I would say, and let me just get these compliments out of the way because there's not a ton of them, but I will say, her singing has gotten much better. Her rapping has always been good. I think Nicki Minaj has always displayed the ability and the skill of being a great rapper and being able to deliver good, clever bars, be clear and concise with her delivery. And of course, she's a superstar, so her videos, her performances, Nicki Minaj is what we thought she was. She is a superstar by all means. However, my knock on Nicki is the fact that I don't feel like she's allowed herself, or I guess she's forced herself to stay in this corner of marketing herself the exact same way, using her titties and her ass and her face to basically say, I'm really good at rapping and singing and I'm a superstar. When in reality, the music should really be your point of contact with your fans and not so much, what you're trying to portray as your image and what you're trying to sell, which is sex. And despite the conversation previous to the album being released about her not wanting to sexualize herself as much this time around and market herself distinctly with her music, I think we can tell by her cover that didn't really happen. And we didn't really get the Nicki that we thought we were going to get. The fact is that despite all the criticism around hip-hop and not allowing female rappers to shine on the same level as male rappers, there's definitely an avenue to do that. You look at somebody like Rhapsody, who's really came in the scene and been lyrically dynamic and been able to keep her integrity and her sexuality hidden and just really shine light on her skill. It is a possibility to do so. However, I will say that I think one of the biggest deterrents on women being at top tier and considered on the same level as male rappers is the fact that most of them just directly go to the idea of misogynizing themselves, not only in their lyrics but in their visuals, their videos. Everything has to be about their and their and how they don't need, instead of dissing the next female, instead of dissing random females that aren't on your level, why don't you attack male rappers? Why don't you say you're not better than me? But at the same time, like I said, Nicki Minaj has consistently refused to evolve outside and past the formula that made her successful and that made her a superstar. Unlike somebody like Drake, who's actually challenged himself to continuously give new flows, new deliveries, new production, and bigger production, and very creative with their marketing. Nicki Minaj has not done that. I mean, if you look at her rollouts, if you look at her visuals, and if you look at her deliveries and her flows, they're pretty much the same thing. The one record that we get that actually taps into something that seems personal, not a generic personal record that sounds personal but it could really be applied to just about anybody. The record with Nas doesn't even make the fucking cut on the album. Lemon water. The only good feature on this fucking album is Foxy Brown, which begs the question, why doesn't Nicki Minaj just do a whole album with all females? Or at least the ones that are dynamic, Remy and Cardi, that's an album that I think hip hop is ready for, is somebody in the female category of rap to say, I'm the best rapper out here regardless of what your sex is, and I'm rocking with these female MCs that are just as good, if not better than the male rappers that are doing it too. I think that to me would be an amazing album that would make a statement and would make an impact in the industry that we've never seen before. But no, we're gonna stick to the Young Money formula. titties and ass for everybody, every video. Let's just sexualize everything. And instead of making an actual tribute to Biggie and Lil Kim and the people that came before her, you really just made How to Rob, but How to Hoe. Girls that gravitate towards your music because of how you market your shit are hella young. And for them to take that song, which by the way, the audience, the younger audience, isn't breaking down rap records like they used to. So they don't see it as a joke. They don't think it's fun and games. They really think you tried to fuck 50 for power, and he was really trying to talk to you about power. Lemon water. The audience is young, and they're gullible, and they are ready to take your words as the truth. I'll give you the ones that I do like. I thought Ganja Burn has grown on me considerably. Hard White is dope, and that's kind of the sound that I really like from Nicki Minaj, even though I think, again, hip-hop being majorly male dominated, it becomes hard for the audience to gravitate towards a female sound, because what you're talking about, like, I'm sorry, I'm not rapping along to your music about dick and lemon water. I thought Ariana Grande and Nicki do a good job of balancing her raps and their singing and giving us a real easy to listen to record. That doesn't sound as forced as Ganja Burn, though again, like I said, I do like Ganja Burn. Thought I Knew You is an okay record. I mean, you can't really miss with The Weeknd. What I will say is, if you are gonna get The Weeknd on a record, you better get him to do the hook. I don't want to hear no Nicki singing when you have The Weeknd on that record, because you're losing the ability for that record to really, really go. LLC was cool. I thought she showcased some good deliveries and really showcased her ability to be a badass rapper when she wants to be. Come See About Me was really dope, and that to me sounded like a very personal record that could have some actual factualities and facts behind it that people could actually gravitate to and take to and get to know you better as an artist and as a person. The one record that has a feature that I felt was a standout record and a good record on this album was Coco Chanel with one of my favorite rappers of all female rappers of all time, Foxy Brown. They really kill it on that. I don't know why that just glided into the outro and ended so abruptly, the whole album. That would have been a great time to drop that Nas feature on there. I think Runnin' High, filler. Good Form, filler. Nip Tuck, filler. Too Lit, Too Late, filler. Miami, filler. And like I said, the features on this album seem to be more about clout than they are about cohesiveness and actual features that were needed and that, you know, really made these records better. Now, the features on this album, like I said, I think are the low point of the album throughout the whole track listing. From Majesty with Eminem, which he brings his too fast, saying too much, yet saying nothing at all flow to the playing field, and again just disappoints every Eminem fan to ever exist on this trash ass feature. Barbie Dreams, again, like I said, it just doesn't really formulate into a record that seems like a fun paying homage record. It just sounds like you're just a hoe. Rich Sex was a really generic production, which by the way is pretty trash across the whole album. There's really no production from a queen, from a top tier rapper in the game that really shines through on any level. Chun Sway with Sway Lee, I think his part is super annoying, and he really exhausts my ears' ability to listen to that high-pitched, what is it, a falsetto? I don't know if it's a falsetto or what it is, but it's not good, I know that much. And Sir with Future is also just very undercooked hook, very just subpar bars. Just overall a very disappointing display of execution in regards to somebody that we regard so highly. I mean, she can rap, she can sing, she has everything that it takes to be a superstar, and yet we get an album that's 1/3 filler, 1/3 trash feature. Lemon water. Anyways, overall, the album is just okay. Honestly, like, for somebody at her level, with her kind of accessibility to producers, to features, and to just bringing you something new, something real, something that connects with her audience and her potential audience, this is a huge disappointment. With that being said, guys, that's it for today. This is Rambo Hustle with the Hip Hop Report. Hit the subscribe button below. Leave a comment below. If you're Barbs, I apologize if this review insulted you, but I can't say enough about how disappointed I am from somebody who I feel could easily be considered in our top 10 MCs of all time if she just applied herself. And again, not a female MC, but MC in general, if she just applied herself and put herself in a position to compete at that level. Peace, love, hip-hop, motherfuckers. Rambo Hustle on Instagram and Twitter. Our Hustle Radio. We're out here. We're doing interviews. We're covering shows. And we're giving you quality content and feedback from the #1 genre in the world. Woo!